The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it's Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for all the toy news, action figure news of the week that interested me, that hopefully interested you. We got a ton of toy news this week from a ton of different companies, ton of different toy lines to dive into, and of course we got the album of the week on the back half. But of course, let's start with a little housekeeping. Of course, Patreon. Oh, it's June. June is quite the month, of course. There's Father's Day in June. There's also my birthday, but we do have a June Patreon member giveaway. Thanks to all the Patreon members supporting the channel. Head on over to Patreon if you want to be a part of the giveaway. But this month for June, we're giving away Elite Series 102, Sami Zayn. There it is, Sami Zayn. And we're giving away Brock Lesnar and his Wreckin' Forklift. So a little two giveaways here going on. One winner will get both of these figures sent to them via the Patreon. So shout out to the Patreon members. Check out the Patreon channel if that is your thing. If that's what you are interested in, head on over there. But then we got to talk about something else. As of filming right now, we are dangerously close to 30,000 subscribers on this very YouTube channel. Shout out to all you guys and gals subscribing, following, interacting with the channel. I do truly appreciate it. And 30,000 is a good milestone, and I wanted to give something away for 30,000 subscribers. So we are going to do just that, and I'm going to show you what we're going to give away. And here is the rules to enter the giveaway if you want to be a part of it. What are we giving away? We're giving away Boss Fight Studios Series 1 Legends of Lucha Libre, the entire first set. We got Juventud Guerrero right there. We got old Rey Fenix. There he is, AEW legend. Legend at this point, right? We got Rey Fenix there, and of course you can't have Rey without Penta. We got Penta right there, and then of course Taya Valkyrie. So we're seeing a little bit of a theme there outside of Juventud. Everybody's in AEW at this point, but one winner will get all four of these figures. I will send these to you free of charge. It's open to anybody in the world. If you live in Antarctica, you're in luck. Just give me your address. I will send it your way. But to enter this giveaway, now, you got to be following this YouTube channel. That's the point of this giveaway. So make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll wait. There you go. Perfect. Thank you for subscribing. But then you have to follow me on Twitter. SirPaul64 on Twitter. Search me up on Twitter. You don't have a Twitter. It is free. It is free to sign up, but that's the easiest way to give something like this away. So sign up to Twitter. SirPaul64 is where you're going to find me. You got to be subscribed, following me on Twitter, of course. And then look for the post. I am going to make a post about these figures. Look for that post. Retweet that post, retweet it, and then of course don't forget to retweet it, and then you have to tag 3 people. Tag 3 people in that retweet, so make sure you follow all the rules out there. Gotta follow me on Twitter, SirPaul64. You gotta retweet the tweet with these figures discussing the giveaway, and you have to tag 3 people, and you gotta subscribe to me on YouTube. There you go. That is the giveaway, but shout out to everybody for 30,000 subscribers. I don't know if I'll let it go for maybe a week or two. We'll see. Probably a 2-week window, something like that. We'll give these away in June for that, and June, of course, for the Patreon giveaway this month. But I wanted to give back there as a thank you for 30,000 subscribers. Now, let's dive into the news, and as usual, we're going to start into some wrestling figure news. Last week on the channel, we did a special video, so if you want to check that one out, go back in the archives. There's tons of programming, tons of stuff on this very YouTube channel, as you know, but we went through all the AEW reveals in that very video. So check out all those. A lot of excitement, a lot of cool things going on there. We did also get a little bit of teases after the fact. So the first one was Jade Cargill. We knew that was coming up. That was going to be the Shop AEW exclusive. They have those at a lot of these pay-per-views, so no surprises there. We just didn't know when it was going to go up for pre-order for sale. Looks like it went up on Tuesday, so if you wanted Jade, as of filming this right now, it is still up there. So I don't know what that means. If you guys remember back to those first Shop AEW exclusives, they sold out within like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Then it became an hour. Then it became Sheeta, who was up there for an eternity, months at a time. Jade Cargill's still up there as of filming right now. So if you're into that Jade Cargill figure, you want to remember her time with her TBS title, you can head over to Shop AEW. That is for sale right now. Pick it up if you want that one. And then another little tease that came at the end of their panel last week, they did tease Ring of Honor figures, which makes a lot of sense. AEW does own Ring of Honor, so I'm sure Jazzwares has rights to make Ring of Honor figures. They didn't really say a whole lot outside of a video clip showing current AEW stars back in the day in Ring of Honor. The Eddie Kingstons, the Bucks of the world. I think they even showed the Hardys for their brief time over there. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli. A lot of the characters that are on AEW each week, of course, cut their teeth in Ring of Honor. So we could get some throwback figures from that. Not sure if we'll get full waves, maybe online exclusives. Maybe they'll pepper them in like luminaries. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. But a lot of old school Ring of Honor fans should be very excited. I was a little bit of an old school Ring of Honor fan. I was just kind of mourning the death of ECW. And that's kind of Ring of Honor kind of came out of the ashes of ECW in a lot of ways. And I just wasn't ready to give my heart out again. That's what the problem was. So I was kind of just admiring from afar. I wasn't as into it as I was ECW, of course. But definitely an interesting business strategy, but I am here for it. I think that's a great idea. Let's get some Ring of Honor classic looks for some current superstars. Would be a really cool thing to do, so we'll see what happens with that. One thing I didn't talk about in that reveal video is we did a little bit of WWE reveal videos in there. We revealed the new Legend set from Target, of course, but we forgot to mention the new Superstars line from Walmart. So, yeah, I know, I get it. But apparently, via Mattel, this was talked about at WrestleMania the whole weekend there. They talked about this. The distribution with Walmart, it is very complicated. I know it's easy to bag on Mattel. Trust me, I say it all the time. I don't care if we're talking McFarlane, Hasbro, Mattel, whoever, they all want every dollar and every change that you have in your pocket. They want that. Trust me. They want to sell you these figures really bad. It's Walmart and their distribution system of what they're doing. There's just it's really complicated. It'd be like a half-hour video because I've dealt with this in my own business world of the way they want to go to market with stuff, taking a lot more distribution in-house, things like that. It is complicated, but apparently it's going to go back to the old ways, so hopefully that does happen. Hopefully these superstars get to us in a little better clip. But we did see the pretty promotional images of what we saw at WrestleMania weekend. We saw Hulk Hogan, and of course we know that Hulk Hogan's a chase. Ooh, a chase Hulk Hogan, I don't like it. Gonna have to buy multiples of these, of course. But we got the Hulkster in the blue, we got the Hulkster in the yellow. I'm gonna pair up that yellow one with Mr. T, gonna reenact that WrestleMania 1 cover. Of course, you got Hulkster in his famous pajamas. You got him in blue. Hardcore Hulkamaniacs, you need 4 of these. You need 1 each without the Hulk gear on, 1 with the Hulk gear on, and then you need 1 mint on card. So expensive times for a Hulk Hogan collector out there. Like old Michael LaPuma, Hulk Hogan collector #1. Shout out to old Mike LaPuma. But then we dive into a few other things here. We did see Mr. Perfect. An interesting Mr. Perfect. You could easily pop that head off Mr. Perfect, and it looks like a Lex Luger body, really, at the end of the day. But Mr. Perfect definitely fits the bill of this set. I'm here for that. Another one I really enjoy, Bam Bam Bigelow. I just talked about my ECW love. Of course, he was in other places, too. But I love this Bam Bam, is once again, we get a 2-in-1 figure, very similar to Earthquake that we unboxed on the channel just fairly recently. You keep the flame shirt on him, you're good to go. You take that off, you got a more old school Bam Bam Bigelow. So you got a little different. Or is that even almost reminds me of the time he fought Chemo. Didn't he wear that shirt, the painted on shirt, when he fought Chemo in Japan? I might be mistaken on that, but definitely looking good. Bam Bam Bigelow, a guy I absolutely love. I want that purple LT gear one of these days in the Elite line. Hopefully that comes sooner than later. And then Roddy Piper, we knew he was coming. Piper, once again, could be a 2-in-1. You got his entrance gear, his interview gear, his announcer gear, and you got his wrestling gear there. So we do get a little Roddy Piper action in that Superstars line, so I'm very happy about that. Mattel, the hits keep on coming. I am actually shocked, and like I said, we talked about it the last couple of weeks on the channel. I fully do know at this point what the San Diego Comic-Con figure is going to be. There is multiple pictures floating out there right now. I don't feel like I'm the guy to spoil that one, and I'm honestly kind of shocked it hasn't got out there yet. Maybe it has. Maybe I just missed it. That could be the point too, but definitely going to be a controversial one. Like I said, my grandpa would absolutely be just hating on this figure, and he doesn't know anything about wrestling, so you know it's a crossover event of a lifetime is what we got here. But a lot of people will be excited for this, but a lot of the old 96 and up generation, they are not a big fan of this guy for a lot of reasons, and we'll talk about it when the announcement comes. I'll give you the whole spiel of my grandpa's hatred for this individual, and I'm sure if you're my age and you got a grandpa, they're probably in the same boat as this one as well. A lot of people saying it's going to be Andy Kaufman. Oh, people hated Andy Kaufman. I loved Andy Kaufman, but I wish, hopefully one day I can tell you it's not going to be Andy Kaufman, so there you go right there. But it'll be interesting. We'll hopefully find out fairly soon. It could be a month away. I guess we'll see, but I think the cat will be out of the bag sooner than later, so we'll see what happens. We'll talk about it like we always do. I also saw some pictures of a future box set. It looks like Mattel might have a box set coming in the future. And it'll be interesting, this box set, as we've seen all these figures. So it'll be interesting to see the reasons why of this box set. Is it did leave me scratching my head just a little bit, but we'll see what happens. We'll talk about that in the future as well, so stay tuned. Now we gotta turn our attention to the Conspiracy Corner and Jesse Ventura.
You ever wonder if they're watching your every move? Cell phones,
internet. Surveillance. Think about it.
All right, you guys know my main man, Jesse, keeping it on lockdown, all these conspiracies. Well, when one conspiracy ends, a new one begins, as a little bit of some of the other companies that packed wrestling figures are in the conspiracy sites right now a little bit, so we'll see what happens on that. But we're going to talk about Powertown, and nobody's been bigger champion of Powertown than me. I like to have fun. I like to joke. You see it in these videos. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, and most know, and you should know, that I am very excited for Powertown, as I want this to be so bad, my modern-day Jakks Classic Superstars. Because after all, I'm just a Classics guy, really, at the end of the day. But Powertown did send that magical email this week, but of course, it was lined with some conspiracy.
This didn't happen. No.
Gary Von Erich, unfortunately, is not going to be shipping, but the rest of the sets will be. So let me break this down a little bit. So Powertown is shipping. I have heard from people that said they have their shipping notice. I have not gotten mine. Hopefully it's not a conspiracy. They're holding mine back till the end. Who knows? Who knows? But they are shipping to people. So hallelujah, it is shipping. You know, all good things come to those that wait. So we'll see how it goes. But unfortunately, Gary Von Erich is not shipping. They had some quality issues, some delays, whatever. But man, shout out to Powertown. You got to give the good and the bad. They are sending it to everybody, but they're going to hold Kerry back and they will ship him separately. That's on their own dime. So that is what they're saying here with Powertown, or what we've seen with Powertown. Of course, the faulty first wave of the figures, having to redo them all over again. Now this Kerry Von Erich thing. I'm not sure exactly they made any money on Series 1. And I guess a lot of startups, you kind of bankroll, you kind of get that going. You need the success of Series 1 to carry into Series 2. And by the next couple of series, the ball gets rolling and you're in the green there. You're making green all day long, getting the money coming in. So I'm hoping that's the case for Powertown. Now, hopefully these ship fairly soon. Of course, I'm going to unbox every one of these on the channel. We're going to go through it all like we always do here. We're going to do comparisons. We're going to do all kinds of things. We're going to talk crazy stories. It's going to be just the time of your life. So make sure you do subscribe to this channel. But it is all coming. Kerry Von Erich going to be delayed, but shout out to Powertown sending the original figures and then waiting on Kerry going to send that off separately. There is going to be a big Powertown announcement this week. They are partnered up with the FWF, of course, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast pay-per-view. I believe that's on the 6th. Make sure you do check that one out if that is your kind of thing, if you want to see some wrestling. But apparently there might be some Powertown announcements on that and a lot of other good stuff. So check that one out if you want to. But we should have a heck of a lot more Powertown news next week. And it's going to answer some of the burning questions we've been asking for the next month or so. So the ship is being sailed in one way, more than one ways, I guess, with Powertown. We're going to finally get there. But is the conspiracy over?
I'm here because I started this. Are you kidding me? No, this didn't happen. No.
We should find out in the next couple of weeks. From one conspiracy to another, maybe, kind of, sort of. We did get more shipping news. June 16 is the magical day. Roadblock, Jonah, Larry Zbyszko, Rush Collectibles. We're finally getting those retro figures. I want to say I pre-ordered those well over a year ago. Those are coming our way. Shipping June 16 apparently. So very excited to get those. It's one of those things, I mean, you'd almost forgot you'd order it. That's kind of the way it goes. But it'll be interesting, the quality, see how these look, how they feel in hand. Of course, we're going to break all those down on the channel as well. Once again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But those are coming, shipping June 16th, right in time for my birthday at the end of the month. Could be a birthday present. We'll see. But we also saw from Rush Collectors their Monster Masters line. Been an interesting one. I'm really on the fence. This is really my wheelhouse. I like what I see with these figures so far. I'm just not sure if I'm going to pull the trigger or not. But they did show some packaging images. They do look really good. We've seen the figure images already. Those look very good. And it looks like Zombie Sailor is going to be a Build-A-Figure. So very cool. We've never seen a Build-A-Figure in the retro lines before. So this is the first time a thing. Very, very cool. You can feel like you're in old school Memphis wrestling with your Hasbros. You get some of these monsters mixed in there. Or maybe Japan, you get a Leatherface eventually. Who knows? But very interesting take on these figures. But I am, once again, here for it. I'm interested in it. I'm just not sure if I'm ready to fork out my hard-earned money yet. You got to call the line somewhere. And if you've seen my weekly purchases videos the last couple of weeks, man, oh man, it's some hard times and some great times. Some big-time grail pieces coming my way. And man, we got some bangers in the next couple of weeks. So if you're not watching weekly purchases, ooh, you're missing out on some stuff. So stay tuned for that. Once again, subscribe to the channel. There you go. Hasdell Toys, another guy giving us retro after retro, and I see what he's doing a little bit. He's building out wave 1 of 6, but I'd rather pre-order them all at the one time instead of just pre-order, a month later pre-order, a month later pre-order, really dragging it out. But he did say something that you don't hear very often from any toy company, and this is what I've been championing for a long time. Hastel Toys doing this right, because I think this is the way to go if you're one of these Super 7s or any of these other ones. You say, hey, here is where, Super 7, we'll use them for an example. It's usually a year wait. Don't tell them a year wait, tell them 18-month wait. Hey, this is the new wait period, this is the way it is, it's 18 months, 16 months, whatever. But then surprise your fan base. All of a sudden, hey, guess what? They're shipping here in month 13, you get them 3 months early. That makes customers a lot more happy than, hey, there's going to be a 3-6 month delay, what have you. Hastel Toys, it sounds like Ahmed Johnson and The Godfather are shipping earlier than expected. You don't see that very often. I think that is a cool thing. I'm very excited to get these in hand, because that's one of those things, before you pre-order 6-7 figures, you really should have at least one in your hand first, so you know if you like the figures, if you like the quality, if you like the way they work, whatever it may be. You want to have that judgment to help you buy the rest, because then you don't like this first one, you got 5 buyer's remorses you want to cancel, and that's a whole hoopla of itself, trying to cancel orders, as we do know. But sounds like those are shipping early. And then Hastel Toys, no, he wasn't done this week. He showed pictures of Men on a Mission, and then it sounds like Mo, which I had to write it down because I saw his email come through, and it said Bobby Horn up for pre-order. I'm like, what is this? Is this some like is a baseball player, some jazz musician? Is this something offside the wrestling path? Because Bobby Horn, we really don't know that guy's name. I don't know about you guys. I never knew Mo's real name was Bobby Horn. It's not like Ultimate Warrior, where you know his real name is Warrior. We all know that kind of stuff. Or Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan. You know those kind of things. But Bobby Horn doesn't really click in the brain very well. But it looks like Bobby Horn is up for pre-order. Going to be very cool to get Men on a Mission. Have all 3 of those guys together. I don't know if they were, I don't even know if I was a big fan of Men on a Mission. I remember rap at that time was pretty comical as far as that went. It was the early stages really of rap, and it wasn't for me, and I gotta be honest, rap's never really been for me. Outside of Third Base, oh, shout out to Third Base. Pop goes the Weasel because the Weasel goes pop. That's Kyle's kind of rap. That's my rap, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a big rap guy, but it is what it is. But we do got him coming. So if you're in the mood, you're in the need for some Men on a Mission, you know where to go. And then we're going to close off the Retro Corner. Still waiting for that Retro Corner jingle. One of these days, I'm going to get the guitar out, and I'm going to write a song. I'm going to do it. Just stay tuned. I've performed on these channels before. I'll perform again if I need to. But Epic Toys, the former Cella, they did show pictures off, pretty promotional pictures of the Warlord, the Barbarian, the Powers of Pain. Oh, baby. I'm going to have to show my dad that picture of Warlord, see if he needs me to pre-order one of those. Very excited for that. I guess we'll wait and see what happens with that one. So there it is. There's the wrestling news of the week. A very busy wrestling week. We got a ton of other stuff to talk about, so let's dive in. Let's get after it. Let's talk a little Hasbro Marvel Legends. We did see this week Amazon Gladiator Hulk going up. That is going to be an Amazon exclusive, shipping at the end of the year. I'm really on the fence on this one. I think this is one of those long game or no games for me, because we had this as a Build-A-Figure many years ago. But I understand it. We got to know this. Never look at action figures outside of a rare few as an investment. This shouldn't be your retirement plan. We see it with Mattel re-releasing greatest hits. We see it with Hasbro improving figures, re-releasing figures. If they can get your money, as I always say, Mattel, Hasbro, McFarlane, Super 7, they want every dollar out of your wallet. Trust me on that. And that's what they're doing. They're getting this Hulk back out there for the people. For the people. I'm not sure if there's enough meat on the bone for me. We'll have to see. Going to play a little of that long game. That might be one of those ones where you wait around Christmas time and they have a hot flash sale that you pick up. If you already have that other one. If you don't have the other one, this is perfect for you. You got to pick that one up. It is a good figure at the end of the day. We also saw the Spidey 3-pack, of course, Spider-Man movie 3-pack. And it's funny is I've seen all those Spider-Man movies, but I am not one where I'm going to say, oh, that's the Tobey Maguire suit. That's the Andrew Garfield suit. I'm not good enough to do that. I'm not a details person. I think I've told the story before where we've been going to the babysitter when my kids were really, really little, like newborn till they were like 2 before my wife stayed home like she does now. But I used to go to the babysitter, and it took me like 3 years to even know the babysitters had an upstairs. I thought they just lived in a ranch. So I'm not the most detail-oriented on stuff like that. And the Spider-Man costumes I don't really know so well. It'll be interesting to see, and this, I just got notification right before I started filming that this is about to ship from Hasbro Pulse, so we'll have these on the channel, we'll unbox them here on the channel. A lot of people groaning because you don't have the actors' heads with these, and a lot of people are saying, hey, they're going to release those down the line. Man, I hope not, but I think, once again, Hasbro, Mattel, whoever it is, they want every dollar out of your wallet, especially in these times. I can definitely see that happening down the road. So we'll see what happens with that. I guess more to come, so stay tuned. But there's a little Marvel Legends update. Big Bad Toy Store this week. Link in the description below. Hit that link, support the channel. Spawn, getting an exclusive Spawn to Big Bad Toy Store, shipping in July. Black and Green Attack. This is the Overkill thrash metal band tribute Spawn is what I'm going to call it here. But definitely a cool looking figure. If you're into this, kind of repaint thing, head over to Big Bad Toy Store. It is their exclusive, so that is up on their website right now. We also saw McFarlane Toys come out this week and announce they have continued their licenseship, their signing of the contract with DC. So the DC McFarlane figures will carry on, will continue. And I gotta say, I'm collecting a lot more McFarlane DC figures than I had been the last couple of years. I think the quality has improved. Some of the figures are what I'm looking for more than what some of the old ones have. Of course, you're always going to have your Omega Spawns of the world, your vampire Batmans that crumple and break. You're going to have that with any line. However, I got to call it out like I call it out. I've had more McFarlane's break than Mattel Wrestling figures. I don't know if we've ever had a Mattel Wrestling figure ever break. I've never had a HeMan figure break, and I've unboxed a heck of a lot more of those. So my really final verdict is McFarlane is getting better in quality. Their quality control still isn't the same as the Mattel Elite line, the HeMan line, and some of the other lines out there. But there's always going to be breakage in any toy line, as we know. But McFarlane DC, that's going to be great. It's going to keep that scale, going to keep that universe going, building that all out. Didn't say how long the contract is for, and as we see, a lot of companies, be it Hasbro, Mattel, whoever, they don't really like to announce that. They don't want the competition to really know, hey, we're locked down with Marvel for 5 years or whatever it may be. I'm sure those companies, though, internally, they got spies, they got people, they know these kind of things. So that, I want to point that out. So McFarlane fans, you're going to keep rolling strong for another couple of years, at least, if not more. Mondo this week, they had some kind of show somewhere. I don't even know where the show was, but they did show off a Kurt Russell Mondo figure, if you're into The Thing. The Thing's a great movie. You've never seen it, check that out. But the one I was excited for was the They Live Rowdy Roddy Piper. Once again, on the fence here, those Mondo figures, I absolutely love them. We've unboxed a lot of them. I actually have Anti-Eternia HeMan Mondo coming next week. I did get shipping notice for that, so look for that on the channel soon. I'm just not sure on this one. Can I get the Roddy Piper? I want the Roddy Piper, but these really get more difficult to display. You don't want to bury 10 of them on a shelf, and displaying is, you got to have the room. You got to have these guys. You got to let them breathe. So we'll see what happens with this Roddy Piper, but I'm definitely interested. I might play a little long game. I might dabble. We'll see what happens. More to come on that, but we're not done with Mondo. Unfortunately, right before weekly purchases and the toy news videos last week, I did get an email saying Battle Cat is delayed. I'm very excited for that He-Man Battle Cat Mondo figure. That is going to be a big cat, that is for sure. I'm just not sure where I'm going to put that one yet either. I got some ideas, but we'll have to wait and see. But that one did get delayed, unfortunately. That's just kind of the name of the game, it seems like, these days. But that will be coming in July, is what they said. So if you're holding out for Battle Cat, wait till July. They did announce Sabertooth, X-Men animated series. Oh my gosh, that is my Sabertooth. I've got to get this one. The pre-order is up right now. If you pre-order from Mondo early, you do get an extra head or two, I think 2 heads and a weapon as extras. So if you want that stuff, now's the time to pre-order. For me, I've been pre-ordering all these, all the way up to Gambit. I don't know, the wallet heat is pretty rough right now. Like I've said, I've talked about weekly purchases the last couple of weeks. The next couple of weeks are going to be pretty rough. Unless I get some magical birthday present, I win the lottery for my birthday. This Sabertooth, I may play a little that long game. I may get the retailer edition from Entertainment Earth. Wait for it to go in stock, save 10%. Of course, you know how we do it over there, using discount code Kyle. I might do that on a Sabertooth because I want those extra heads, but do I want it that much that I'd rather save 10%, get free shipping? I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Sabertooth, very cool. I will be getting it one way or the other. Very, very cool. Big Bad Toy Store, we talked about it with Spawn earlier. It looks like all the PowerCon exclusive figures are up on Big Bad Toy Store, so you can buy those if you're not going to the PowerCon. A bunch of different toy brands up there for pre-order. Major Bendies included. A lot of good stuff there. I'd really like to hit PowerCon up. Of course, I went to WrestleMania. I'm going to Kane County Toy Show in October. I went to the one not too long ago, a month ago or something. Check out that video on the channel. I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con this year. I'd really like to get the Holy Trinity, or whatever you want to call it, and add PowerCon to that list. It is in Columbus, Ohio. I did see they just announced AEW for that week for Dynamite. Man, it's very, very tempting. I'd like to kind of go out to PowerCon. I don't know, though. I don't know. That's a lot. It's a lot in 1 year. Can somebody do all that? I don't know. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. But if you're up for those exclusives, they're up there over at Big Bad Toy Store. And then keeping on, now we got to talk about G.I. Joe June. Of course, G.I. Joe June is a thing the last couple of years. Verdict's out. You guys fact check this, but I did hear they said, hey, June is Kyle's birthday month. G.I. Joe is Kyle's favorite. Let's put those things together. Let's just call it G.I. Joe June. I think that is the case. Somebody fact check that. I wouldn't fact check it. Just take my word for it. There you go. But we did see Firefly Mezco 112. Once again, shout out. We did Destro about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, depending when you're watching this. We unboxed the 112 Destro on the channel. Pretty cool figure, no doubt about it. A cool figure, an expensive figure, but a cool figure. Now we're getting Firefly as well. We do have Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes coming, so we'll probably unbox those on the channel. I think that Mezco G.I. Joe rabbit hole is a hole I am now down. There's a lot of holes all over the place, and I'm diving into each one of them, it seems like, here. But I love me some G.I. Joe. You guys know that, and there's just something about these classic Joes brings me back to my childhood. I got to get that. So if you're up for that Mezco Firefly, he is up for pre-order. Hit the old link in the description below. Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, usual suspects, all that kind of stuff. And then G.I. Joe, sounds like we got a big live stream on June 5th, so that's just around the corner. That is next week, depending when you're watching this. It's like they're going to officially unveil the next HasLab. Could it be the Dragonfly? Could it be the Havoc? Could it be something entirely different? Could it be just an army of every look of Flint? We'll see what happens there, but that should be announced next week. We'll have, 30 days or so to get your order in for that. It'll be an interesting one, that is for sure, but I'm here for it. I'm excited to see what all the fuss is going to be about, and of course, there's going to be a lot of armchair quarterbacking, as any crowdfunder does, as we do know. So look forward to that, and for G.I. Joe June, we should see that. We also did get some announcements there. We did get the Arctic Bat. It sounds like it's a fan channel and Amazon exclusive. Hit up the old Entertainment Earth, DJC Collectibles, Big Bad Toy Stores of the world. Hit him up if you want to get that Arctic Bat. One of those three might have it sooner than later, so stay tuned for that. But Arctic Bat coming our way. We also saw the Trouble Bubble officially go up for sale. Hasbro Pulse exclusive, so get over there. I do strongly recommend being a member of that to get free shipping, and there's enough stuff to make it worthwhile at the end of the year. So you get the Trouble Bubble over there. I picked up 2 of those. I'm going to display the different looks, all that kind of fun stuff. And we did see one that we knew was coming. This is also a Target exclusive, shared exclusive with Hasbro Pulse. It would be, of course, Dusty and the Python Patrol Crimson Guard. We knew those were coming. Very easy repaints. We've seen that before from the G.I. Joe lines. But man, I'm excited. G.I. Joe June, I do expect we'll have some new figures this month. All kinds of announcements. Just what a time to be alive, truly, at the end of the day. So very excited about G.I. Joe June. Now we turn our attention to a few other things. We're going to go over to HeMan now, and it looks like next week as well, Pre-Order City next week, Vicor is going up. And we saw Vicor, and once again, it's like a theme here. We unboxed the Masters Universe Classics Vicor on the channel 6-7 weeks ago, something like that. I finally got around to unboxing it so I could display all 3 looks of that figure. Well, now they're doing the same thing in the Masterverse line. It's going to be 1 figure in a deluxe box, come with 3 different outfits. Of course, that is the early take concepts when they were trying to figure out what HeMan was going to look like. These were 3 of the contenders. They are releasing this, and I'm trying to think in my brain. My original plan was, well, I'll just order 3 Vicors. Well, then I said, you know what? That HeMan, that original HeMan from the Masterverse line, he is pretty cheap. He's like $12 shipped from Amazon and places like that. I might buy 2 extra of him and 1 Vicor, use the extra 2 outfits on that HeMan. You just undress HeMan, get it, use that as your base body. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens there. So more to come on that, but I kind of don't want to buy 3 Vicors. I'd rather buy, 2 really cheap HeMans to use that. Going to be a game time decision, but look into that, I guess, if that is your thing. Now we finish off the news of the week with this one coming a little bit out of left field. We did know there was a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle NECA stuff coming. I'm sure San Diego Comic-Con, we're going to see a ton of stuff this year, as we do every year. Should be a lot of surprises there. But it does seem like we're getting a lot more Mirage Turtles over Cartoon. Cartoon's slowed down a little bit. I think we've all kind of seen that. They did have a huge dump of those, though, all at once, so maybe that's part of that reason. But we're going to get some of these Mirage Turtles. But what surprised me was they put them up as Best Buy exclusives. And that makes sense. If you've been watching the figure hunts on the channel, we did go to Best Buy last week. And we did see that there's a whole NECA section, Super 7 section. And I got to believe NECA, like any other retailers, I know people hate store exclusives. But guess what? NECA went to Best Buy, said, we got some exclusive Turtles for you. We will give these to you, Best Buy exclusives. But in return, I need shelf placement for my other toy lines, my other NECA figures. That's how business is done this day across the store. This isn't just toys, this is clothing, this is food products, you name it. Stores, Target, Walmart, Best Buys of the world, they want a reason for the customer to go into their store. They want to be different. They need exclusives, so you go to Walmart instead of Target and vice versa. That's how the business works. People complain about distribution, things like that. Like right now we complain about the WWE Superstars line. I get it. We're mad about that, but at the end of the day, getting those exclusive to Walmart help us get store stuff on the peg and the Barbie aisle, different aisles, things like that. It's all a big science that works together. It's all part of a bigger picture, and that's every company across these stores. So that's what they did here with these Best Buy ones. Some interesting ones. We're getting the Wanderer from Mirage, of course, a turtle look from the comic book, and we talked about that before. We're getting the Sinja Patrol Bot. Now, we saw that in the past as well. That is going to be a Best Buy exclusive. And then we did see a 3-pack Shredder clone, a little box set of 3 definitely re-releases, repaints of these, kind of that Mirage comic edition. We've seen some other ones in the past. These are a little bit more vibrant, bright colors, but a very simple repaint. I don't know if this one's going to set the world on fire. We'll see what happens with that one there. But some Best Buy Turtle exclusives coming. Have to think now, if you're collecting NECA figures, Best Buy could be a stop for you. I have to think a lot of people aren't going to Best Buy to look for NECA figures. It could be one of those honey holes. Check your local Best Buy, depending if you have many in your area or what. But there's that. We also saw a 4-pack of the Mirage Ninja Turtles. That's a must-have. I'll be picking that one up as well. A lot of easy repaints with that one. Not sure exactly where that one is going. Maybe San Diego Comic-Con might have one of those. We'll see what happens. We do know they got the Kino. We talked about that last week on the Toy News of the Week. So there it is. There is all the news this week. A very busy week of news. It's busy every single week, it seems like here, but we're not done. We got to do the album of the week. This week, we're going to go Corrugation of Annihilation. We're going to Metal Church. Metal Church, a band I haven't talked about a whole lot here. I've seen them in concert a few times over the years. Really dealt a big blow for me on Metal Church and my Metal Church fandom, as Mike Howe was always my favorite Metal Church singer. Unfortunately, he did commit suicide a few years ago. We did meet, my daughter Elle and I, when she was really little, we actually went to a Metal Church concert and got to meet Mike Howe, and he was a really nice guy. But I really did like my favorite Metal Church album. Could surprise some of you longtime metalheads, but it's XI or 11, Roman numeral, whatever you want to call it. I absolutely love that album. That album is so good. Check that out if you've never heard that one. But this one is the new one with Mark Lopez as the new lead singer. Always weird when you get new lead singers in bands, you know. And Metal Church, no stranger to new lead singers. But the Corrugation of Annihilation came out last Friday. Been listening to it this week, spending some time with it. It's one of those albums you got to listen to multiple times. It all kind of ran together for me, but it really did feel a lot heavier than the prior album. So if you like heavier versions of Metal Church, you'll really like this one. But if you like some of the quasi-heavy, we'll call the last album, which I really did enjoy, you might not like this one as much. But you got to give the new singer a check out. A cool album. I'm here for it. Classic metal band still doing it. Let's do it. Check out the old Metal Church. So that's it. That is the Toy News of the Week. What news excites you most? What did I miss in the news? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this very YouTube channel. We talked about it at the top here. We got a big giveaway going on, and thanks everybody for subscribing. We're almost to 30,000 subscribers. We're going to get this one done here, and we're going to look towards 50,000. How about it? There you go. Maybe one day. Maybe one day before I'm retired. We'll see what happens here. But there will be a giveaway. Make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you follow the rules. All that fun stuff. And don't forget about the Patreon, your best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content. The hardest working man in show business, James Brown. Well, I'm the hardest working man in YouTube, pumping it all out there for you guys. Best way to support the channel is Patreon. So many videos up there. I actually filmed, I had a day off, actually Memorial Day, like most people should have day off. I had one work issue, the rest of the day was off, but I did film 15, yes, you heard it right, 15 Jack's Classic Superstars videos. Those are going up on Patreon as we do speak. So there's 100 plus videos over on Patreon that are earlier than traditional YouTube. So check out the Patreon if you want to support the channel, if you want to check out some exclusive behind the scenes stuff, Q&As, giveaways, all that kind of stuff I always say. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget about social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for the toy news of the week, I'm Kyle, and you know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into the weekend.